Hey guys, I'm Gia Marie.
And I'm Vanity.
And you're watching Girl, Shut the Fuck Up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, y'all. We're at here, episode 5, I think. Something like that. I don't keep track. Man, whatever. You'll do it for me.
Yeah, she's high again.
Okay.
So, again, as we like to do, we love to shout out our good sponsor. Thank you. Shout out to Ripcord Houston for sponsoring the season.
Yay.
And also, thank you for sending over our very own Ripcode bar here on set.
Yes.
We have our good Judy here, our good Ripcord bartender, Miss Marissa.
Hey, Marissa. You look cute. Are you excited to be here?
I am.
And this is just your first time on, set like this?
Yeah, I've never been in front of a camera like this.
Wow.
Oh my god, and you're last. I'm joking, I'm joking, I'll joke.
Also, today we have a super, super special guest. She is a dear friend of ours and a Houston local. And I mean, without further ado, you guys, she doesn't really
already
need an
know
introduction.
her.
You know her. You've seen her on your television screens and everywhere else, commercials and all. Y'all make some noise for Blackberry.
Hey.
Y'all, Blackberry's in the building.
Hi.
How are you,
Hello,
Blackberry?
how are y'all doing?
I'm doing just fine, doll. Thanks for asking.
You look spooky.
I know, right? Woo! No, thank y'all so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to kick things off with you. I always, this is my favorite part of the show. I love to get to know our guests in this type of way, especially because I think cameras make people nervous, so they start stumbling on their words a little bit.
Oh, but Miss Blackberry's been behind camera.
She's
Oh,
trained.
I've been in front of a camera or 5.
Okay.
A few times, yes. Back alleys and parking lots. So I'm ready to go.
She's like, trust, I am no stranger.
Yes.
So before we get to our drinks, because Marissa got us a drink made, but before we do that, we want you to choose whether you'd like to play our Icebreaker game. So we have 2 options for you. You can either choose the Pick Your Poison game or the Bowl of Never Have I Evers. So that's our little icebreaker.
Ooh, I've never done Pick Your Poison, but let's do the Never Have I Ever. I think that would be fun.
Everyone's been choosing that one. That one's fun, though.
Pick your boy's fuck my drag.
Okay.
Wait, what is it? I don't even know what it is.
It's
What
like a would you rather.
Yeah, it's like a Would You Rather game.
Let's do Pick Your Poison. Let's do that. Why not? Let's switch it up.
That one's actually
the
my
fucking
favorite.
ball.
So before we do that, Marissa, we'd like to know what. Should we do that before or after?
Let's play the game and then let's see what we're drinking.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
We'll do that. So let's see. And there's an actual way to play the game, but the way we do it here, we just
We're
pick
from
2
the
cards
Southeast,
and
we're
it's
just
like,
gonna-
would you rather? What would you rather?
It's like black people with Uno. They're just like, girl, draw 4, flip it, reverse it.
Okay.
We don't care about these fucking rules.
Okay. You go first, man.
Okay. So, would you rather put your hand in a blender and turn it on, or have a friend or family member die every year on your birthday?
Jesus Christ.
I don't make the rules.
I really need my hands for a lot of stuff. Like immediate family or just anyone?
So the fine print doesn't specify, but I'm almost assuming immediate, yeah. Unless you have somebody you hate, then fuck it, kill them.
Like how many birthdays? All of
Every
them?
year
Every
on your
birthday
birthday.
until I die.
Yeah.
Which is not that long of a game.
I have a lot of black, so I can.
She's gonna stay.
I
around.
love funeral food, so yes, we gonna have to. I can't put my hand in the
I'm in a
blender. I'm
predicament
sorry.
right
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you would rather kill a family member?
You're like, I really need my
I'm
hands.
sorry to that man. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, would you rather pull out all your fingernails one by one, or accidentally grab crazy glue instead of lube?
Pull out my fingernails one by one, like my real ones, or like the acrylics. Is it-
Like your real ones.
Let's go with the crazy glue because there's stuff you can put on to
little glue
get that.
on.
Yeah.
Is it gonna
for
be the
sure.
same though?
I mean, skin grows back.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you glue your earrings on with nail glue?
No, I have stretched ears,
Fuck.
so I wear.
So you just put them in the hole.
Well, I have earrings that have the
Wait, let me
hole
see.
The clip
made
on,
with it.
okay.
That's
Go
so
into
cute,
the
I've
hole,
never
right?
seen
Isn't that
that.
cool?
You're lucky. Because
Wait.
sometimes I mean I have my ears pierced too, but the big jewels, the drag jewels, I just glue them and bitch sometimes I burn.
Y'all
I just
smell
shove it in the
racist.
hole. I glued the metal to the metal, and it just hangs.
Fuck.
So I don't have a
God.
problem.
Wait, can we ask Marissa, what would you rather do?
Would you rather do the pull your fingernails out one by one or grab crazy glue instead of lube?
I mean, I guess crazy glue. I don't really use lube, so.
Ooh, she got that wet. Yeah.
Super soaker.
Crazy glue.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll grab the lube and then we'll clean up the mess with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll do one more for both of you guys.
For all time's sake.
Alrighty. Would you rather have sex with your mom with your dad's lower half, or have a naked picture of you published on the front page of the New York Times?
Oh, fuck
naked
it.
picture, right?
Yeah, naked picture. I've been on the news already, so girl,
Okay, for real.
you might as well.
I probably do the same.
I don't
as
even
well.
understand the first one.
These
Yeah.
questions are insane. I don't even know my father. So.
This
Come on.
one's like they have like a regular version, and then this one's the After Dark edition.
Oh, I didn't even
Ooh,
realize
Yeah,
that.
and
there's
she's
like a-
dirty.
Yeah,
She's
there's
a
like
nasty
regular-
bitch.
Crazy.
Okay, so Marissa, what do you have for us today?
Okay, I made y'all some porn star martinis.
Oh.
I'll pass
Fitting.
it down. Let us know.
Porn star. What are y'all saying? Y'all been with porn stars?
I have actually. I have a story. I'll tell you about it.
Ooh, thank you.
It's vodka, passion fruit, some lemon, and then some bubbles.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, y'all fancy.
Girls.
Cheers.
Period. Let's taste.
Got a little sweetness to it.
Oh,
That's
a little
good.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Really
Thank
good.
you, Marissa.
Got some liquor up in there.
Yeah, what do you think?
No, it's good. It's good. I do love a
I
little.
love it. Can I just say, our girl bartender, we love all the bartenders, but our girl bartenders really have just been giving it to us.
Yeah, they really
Right.
have. You girls are coming in prepared and
Power of the pussy for
I
us.
love the nails too, bitch. I can see this from over here.
Yes.
So she's not ready for a fill, but you know.
Okay. So, Blackberry, take us back a little bit to the beginning days of Blackberry. Like, how did it start?
And why the
like,
name?
how did your drag start? How did you come up with the name Blackberry? And obviously, there was an evolution to your drag. And where was it? Where did it start at?
So before drag, when I moved to Houston, I went to school for fashion design. I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Fuck. No, I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing when I was in school. And I had a friend that did drag, Athena Campbell, back in the day. This is like back in the F-bar days. And she did drag, and when I was in school, she would ask me to like fix zippers for dresses and stuff like that, or make like little simple costumes. And I really didn't know how to sew, so it was like practice for me for school. And plus I was getting to experience like the gay life in Texas, because in my hometown it's pretty small.
Yeah, I was gonna say, had you ever been to, before, when you met her, had you been to like drag shows or gay bars or anything like that?
Yeah, in my city, I'm originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana,
Okay.
which is like 2 hours from Houston.
Yeah.
So I've been to gay bars before. We have our own gay bar, but Texas, and specifically Houston, is totally different. It's
Yeah.
a bigger experience.
Yeah.
So it was like my introduction into Houston nightlife was doing things for her and helping her with her little things.
That's such a good gateway. I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like such a good blessing.
And I, like, in hindsight, looking back on it, it kind of like prepared me to do drag.
Yeah.
And then once I got like more comfortable making costumes and being out in the scene, I was sitting at a show one time. I'm not gonna say what the show was, but I was sitting at the show and there were two hosts on the show, and I was just like, they are so bad, like really bad. They were just awful.
Like,
I almost wanna know
I was like, what am I doing?
No, just you terrible, probably terrible on the mic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I felt like the episode of SpongeBob when the audience is like, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks." And that's how I felt watching the show, and there was maybe like 3 people in the bar watching the show.
no.
So I was like, I think I could do this. Like, I don't want to like toot my own horn.
Yeah.
But I think I'm hilarious. I know I can make costumes. I've never picked up makeup in my fucking life, but I could work that out.
Yeah, for sure.
So I drunkenly one night saw that there was a drag competition in Houston starting, and I just signed up and had literally nothing. So in like maybe 3 weeks, I got like pads, I got like, I made some
makeup,
costumes.
yeah.
I literally had like throw in the bag wigs, just like
a shake and
And you
go.
Yeah.
made it work.
That's
literally made it work.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Blackberry?
So I wanted to have a name that was very similar to like people like Coffee or like even icons like Madonna or
Like one name.
yeah,
Share.
it's something like iconic that it could work for a pageant, but it can also be something funny, but also it's something that everyone can like relate to.
Yeah.
But for me, Blackberry is I'm black. If y'all didn't know,
Oh, shocker.
Yeah, I just found out myself. So I'm black. Also, like in the black community, when you call a kid like fruity or something.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I was always like, people always said sneak her behind your back and be like, she's a little fruity. Yeah. So blackberry is a fruit, and then plus I'm a little juicy.
Yes.
So yeah,
So it all kind of
blackberry.
came together.
Oh, bitch.
And
That
that's been
describes
your name, that's been your name since the start.
Since the start.
I love that. 'Cause you know how
Also,
some-
I'm a bear, so blackberry was like blackberry.
I get
It's just so many. What's that word?
So many layers.
So
I'm like an
content,
onion.
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know some drag queens, they do the whole, like, they'll start with one name and then they'll end up kind of changing it or, like, switching it around. Gia LaRue is not my original drag name. I used to go by Gia Ramhard in the very beginning.
Oh, she's a comedy queen.
Yeah, I wanted to be, I don't know what I was thinking. I just was like, Gia, and then Ramhard. Honestly, I thought about it because I thought, like, I just wanted it, like, be fucked hard. That's what, in my mind, I made it up when I was in, like, 9th grade. And so
You're wanting to be fucked hard in 9th grade.
Yeah, it was like a horny.
This is what's wrong with HISD. Right here.
No, for real. It was terrible, and I stuck with that for a while. There's a couple flyers out there with that name on it.
Oh my god.
And then when my drag mother found me, I dropped that name and took
She
on
was
the
like,
root.
you need to change this.
Yeah, she was like, that does not sound good. So she just took that off and gave me her last name, and that's how Gia LaRue
thank
kind
God.
of came to child.
I remember that era of her life. It was,
That's wild.
It was interesting.
I can't imagine a 9th grader doing that. I think the only name I had before Blackberry I considered, but I didn't like. I remember writing down a list of names, and it was between Blackberry, which I thought was just like a name that was more versatile. The other one was Voodoo, but I wanted to spell it VOODEUX because Louisiana, like the Louisiana spelling.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, that's so like different and like
Yeah. That would've
alternative
totally-
and.
yeah.
That was.
I'm glad I didn't do it. Looking back on it, I'm glad I didn't, but
Yeah, no, I
thought it was
totally
a
see
cute name.
BlackBerry being more, like you said, versatile, a little bit more commercial. You can put it on pretty much anything, and it's not gonna like, oh, we can't use that, or you're gonna have to, fix it or whatever.
Also, I didn't know if I was gonna stay a bearded queen. Like when I started, I was bearded, but like in 30 years, if I wanted to stop being a bearded queen and just do pageants or something, BlackBerry's still a name where it's like a
Still
coffee.
Feminine, yeah. It does still give a little femininity to it. So the reason why I said in the introduction about you being on commercials is because I remember the first time that it was during the Super Bowl, I think, and it was a couple years ago. You had gone, and this was big to us because we were like, "Holy shit!" Like they're flying her out and everything. You got a gig to be a part of a commercial during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tell us about that experience.
So I got this like random DM on Instagram from this talent scout and was like, hey, we really like your look. We have a commercial opportunity. And they were kind of shady, not shady, but like they weren't telling me the details.
Okay.
And it was just like, oh, you can get paid like X amount of money, do this commercial. It's coming on this date. Can we have a phone call? And I was like, I think I was at Hamburger Mary's working. I was literally in the middle of the show, between the shows. Okay. So I'm like, girl, this sounds really weird. So I just ignored it. And then I guess I don't know how they got my phone number, but they called me while I was at the show.
Wow.
So I stepped in the back, I answered the phone, and she told me all the details, but I still didn't know what it was for. But she told me the price, how much I'll get paid, what day it was, and I was like, yeah, I can make all this work. It sounds cool, but I didn't know it was going to be something national.
Yeah, going on.
So I went down to Austin, we shot. And once I got on set, that's when I knew, like, they told me what it was for.
Wow. And what was it? Can you tell us?
So it was a Facebook commercial for, they were doing a new campaign to advertise their Facebook groups. Which is like a thing where, like, y'all know what the fuck it is. So I went on set. They had, like, horses. They had, like, closed down this whole, like, laundromat. There were a ridiculous amount of trucks, like, blocking off the street. It was in like some small town like right outside of Austin. Wow. So it was like big production.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was mentally prepared for that. I just kind of like got there and was like, okay. This is something cute, whatever. Yeah. So we filmed, we did all of that, and they didn't tell me when it was coming out. They just told me it was coming out.
Yeah.
So I got paid for the event, but I also had residuals. So the girls don't know about residuals.
Okay,
So
still getting paid, honey.
however long the commercial is playing, whether it's on streaming, live television, YouTube, wherever it's playing in the world for like whatever amount of time your contract says, you get paid for that.
For those things,
so
yeah.
the entire time that whole commercial played, I got paid.
I
literally would get random checks in the mail, maybe if not every week, every other week, I would get some random checks in the mail. It would be like $7,000 check from Netflix, $4,000 check from Univision, $3,000 check, for months.
Okay,
Girl, it was.
residual.
But I also didn't know that. Like, I signed the contract, but I didn't know that it was going to be that big.
Right.
So once it started going into rotation, I would just literally walk and grab a check out of the mail and be like, gagged every time.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I mean, so assuming that like Lake Charles is like, I guess a smaller like town. I mean, I've been, and it was all right.
It
was okay.
I love my hometown, but it's like,
It is.
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
The casino is like the highlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say most times I ever hear anyone go to Lake Charles is because they're gonna go gamble.
I went camping. Don't ask. Let's just move on.
Charles.
Yeah. Well, I guess assuming that it's like a smaller like town in that way, and you going and doing. I mean, because Austin is. I guess it's not that big. It's not like Houston. What does that feel like to like in your mind? Like, do you have like imposter syndrome with these things?
I don't know. I don't think I have a plan for my life or like drag or anything like that. I've only done things because I've enjoyed them. It's never been like, oh, I need to be famous.
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, I love making costumes. Oh, I love drawing. I love art. I love entertaining and being on a stage. And everything I think has just fallen into place to where things have brought me to this point in my life. It's never been an end-all goal of like, I have to be on television.
Yeah.
It's just, I've just been enjoying my life, doing my thing. And I think the universe has just kept pushing me along. Because I'm a pretty good person. I think I always believe in karma. So like if you put good out in the world, good things always come back to you.
Yeah, totally.
And I think in my life, I've always tried my best. I mean, even I can be a bitch, but I can. I can be a bitch, but in the end, I'm always like such a good person to where the universe always brings me these crazy opportunities that I never even asked for.
I mean, and so speaking of like falling into like the right place, I guess at the right time, you happen to be a part of like a really big competition, like reality competition.
Some.
So you were recently casted on the most recent season of Dragula, which for those of you that don't know, it is a drag competition for, it would be, I guess, more like alternative, quote unquote, spooky queens. And it's been going on for some time. It's hosted by the Boulet Brothers, which are they're a huge deal. They actually already started up their own tour, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But you were casted on the show Dragula. How was the experience of like meeting the girls, meeting the competition? When you walked in, did you feel like you had competition, or were you like, really confident with what your package?
So if y'all know me, my drag is not scary drag. It's not, I'm not like the most alternative person when it comes to my drag. But I know that I'm a very versatile entertainer.
Hold on, I'd like to interrupt you. I feel like you are pretty alternative. I feel like you are very versatile because I've seen you in gowns and updos, but I've also seen you. The other day I told you the look that I always think about is your Sailor Boy look. Yeah. That to me will always be iconic because it's drag, but it's not like your typical drag.
But I feel like people that are like, so that's how we view it. But if you are that way, like that is the world that I grew up in. I grew up in like a very like punk hardcore. And like so when people see me like y'all whenever they'd be like, you just walked out of Hot Topic, and I'm like, I don't feel like I look.
I'm just being myself.
Okay.
So like,
that's a good point.
especially with like drag, like working with brunches and stuff, I do such different types of drag. My spectrum is just so wide, but I love having that like shock factor for when I come out. People don't know what number I'm going to perform. They don't know what I'm going to wear. Like my mom is one of my biggest supporters, and her favorite thing is like, she'll come and watch me at a show, and she's like, I never know what song you're gonna do. I never know what you're gonna be putting on. And I love that.
Yeah.
I don't like putting myself in a box.
No,
like,
absolutely.
I don't want to be that way.
It's such a limit. You start like really closing yourself off to like things.
Like, why would you cut yourself off from doing so many amazing things or trying something different and you not know if you like it or not?
Yeah.
So when I got the opportunity to be a part of Dragula, I knew that I wasn't going to be the scariest person. I knew I wasn't going to be the most disgusting person. But I know that I am, I like a challenge. And I like doing things that are not expected. And I knew that if I were to do this, this would push me in a different direction and also give me an opportunity to try things that I can't normally do, especially in Texas. I feel like Texas is very limited with what you can do. I'm very blessed to be able to do my own shows and have opportunities to do my own kind of things. But I think in Texas, the crowd expects a certain type of drag.
Yeah, totally. The majority of like Texas rule well, at least when it comes to drag, you know, they love a good pageant drag. They love the more like feminine, more like tranny looking girls. So it's like there is like a stereotype when it comes to Texas drag. But I agree with you. I think you've done a great job with like with your shows and the things that you do around the city of just sort of like opening up the horizons to people and like showing them that it doesn't always have to be, you know, a trans
what they think beauty is.
That can be entertaining, you know?
I agree. And you are so confident. Like, do you feel like your confidence on the show was like shaken up at any point? Because I mean, it is a competition show at first, but it's also reality TV, which they do go hand in hand, but they are two very separate like wars, I feel.
I think I was nervous doing the show because it's just not, it's like you're putting yourself in a arena that's not your own. It's not this is not my home base. I know that this is like, y'all have the advantage because this is your thing. But I know that I'm such a fucking bad bitch that I can come and do your thing and do it just as good.
You talking to us?
Thank you so much for coming out today to Blackberry. Shut the fuck up. No, I like.
No, and I'm over here agreeing. I'm like,
thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll be back after this.
I'm sorry, I just had to cut.
No, I just think that I'm like, I don't want to say like I'm a bad bitch, but like I know if you tell me to do A, B, and C, I'm gonna do A, B, and C and D.
Absolutely.
And that's what I brought to the show. But I also don't. I take this in life. I don't compete with other people. I just do what I do, and if you like it, you like it. You don't.
Absolutely.
You're wrong.
Do you ever? I guess on the show and in life, but do you ever like in your own head? Do you ever kind of like compete with yourself? Like you sort of maybe have a vision and then you're like, no, but this would be better. Maybe I should wear this. And do you like go back and forth a lot with yourself on like what you're delivering, what you're showing to people? Is that like? Yes,
I think that's like my thing. I don't compete with others, but I compete with myself.
Yeah.
So I know especially the people that make costumes for me, they already know. Like I've already made a blue look. Okay, I've done 3 blue looks. I can't do another blue look. Let's do a purple thing.
Right.
I like to switch it up, but I also see what other drag entertainers are doing, and I don't like to do the same thing that everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
So if everyone else is wearing like about this type of bodysuit, okay, well it's time for me to do something completely different.
Switch it up.
To show variety, but also I think that's what's kept me fresh in drag is that I'm not doing what everyone else is doing.
Absolutely. Do you, so going back, so you get on set, you get to meet the girls. Did you know any of them, like maybe off of social media before you got on set? And if you did, were there any of the girls that kind of shook you a little bit? Just like, oh shit, I didn't know she was going to be here type vibe?
Yeah. So I had worked with Cynthia before in Kansas City, Missouri. We worked together. So I had met her before, but I didn't know she was going to be there. We just like worked in passing.
Yeah.
But it was good to see her there because I knew someone.
Yeah.
The one that threw me off was Fantasia. Fantasia Royale Gaga is like,
yes.
I'm such a huge fan of her. And I had just met her in person maybe like a month before we went to film the show.
Wow.
She had came to Houston and she was hanging out with Giselle Barbie Royale and they're drag sisters.
Yeah.
So she came to the show that I was in. with Giselle, and she was in the dressing room, and I was just like saying how much I loved her and how sickening she was, and how I'm such a fangirl. I'm like, bitch, I want to book you at my brunch. Like, I'm just obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Fast forward, she walks in the door, and I fully was like, what show are we filming? What is... Because I'm not like stereotypical Dragula. This bitch definitely ain't stereotypical Dragula. What, are we being punked? Like, what's going on?
Like, what is going on in here?
And I think, like, we were the first two that walked in.
Yeah.
So I literally was like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
You're like, what is happening?
So that kind of just threw me up for a loop just because I was so confused, because I think me and her are, like, from the same world.
Yeah.
But just being in that, it's like, girl, what the fuck is going on?
What would you have done if you had like walked in and they're like, step on the scale?
And got on and hoped and prayed.
Okay. No, but you know what I noticed with you? I so like I so resonate with it. I feel like you're, and I don't know, this might be assuming, which is the cancer of America, like we like to say here.
Okay.
What was that?
Nothing.
It's giving very much like you're like a one woman show. Have you always like been like? Do you do everything on your own, other than like the costumes and stuff, of course?
Like, I mean, now I can afford to have people do things for me, like costumes and wigs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But when I started, it was just, I'm just gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I can't. I just like to challenge myself with things. So.
Yeah, and I think
get
that Blackberry is more than capable. If you ever really wanted to pull a one-woman show, you're more than capable to do it.
Yeah.
Because one, not only are you super like talented and funny performance-wise, but bitch, she's always on a mic. Anytime I've ever worked with Blackberry, she's the host, and on a mic, Blackberry is hilarious. She keeps
That's
the
my
crowd
favorite
rolling
thing to
every
do.
single time. It has to be, because you absolutely, because I've hosted before too, and I'm nowhere near as funny as you are on the mic.
Yes. That's good. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well,
There's
yes.
just something about the way you like your jokes roll off the tongue, and you're just so quick and witty with it. So I'm like, dude, she's a natural on the mic. It's hilarious.
So you're natural. What's your sign?
Can you guess?
No.
I want you to. You think Gemini? What do you think?
To be honest, I get fire or air. So either. I could see Gemini.
Well, that's if I'm a Gemini, so I'm
We
like,
know.
I am a Gemini
One thing about a
sun.
Gemini.
Really?
Are you?
Gemini rising.
Oh god.
what's your moon?
Pisces.
Okay, I'm Aries. But we both have the Gemini sun and Gemini rising.
Period.
I
See,
was reading when you were like saying how you don't like to be put in one box. I'm like, okay, we can do whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could be this, but I could be that. I'm like, ooh, it's giving.
I think
This would be the perfect time to let you know, Blackberry, that when I started scheduling bartenders and everything, Marissa specifically requested to be on your episode.
a queen with taste. Yes.
I was like, oh, I'm very familiar. Like, that's exciting. And I'm like, oh, okay, so we.
Yeah, so she
Period.
was like, I want to be on Blackberry's episode. And I was like, okay, baby, come on. You can come be on
So
Blackberry.
just be careful with your drink, and you don't never
No,
know.
I live. Bitch, I
How
love to
fans
drink.
are.
I'm a fucking fish. I will drink this shit down. No, I love. I'm stereotypical Gemini. Like, I always say, like, if you look at Gemini celebrities, it will 100% describe me. So the Gemini celebrities that I like identify the most with, Naomi Campbell. I feel like if you ever watch an interview of Naomi Campbell, that is me 1,000%. Especially like if you've ever seen that interview she did with Tyra Banks.
Yes.
And Tyra was like,
Yes,
this is like the
I
most meme moment ever. And Tyra was like, we used to work together and you made me cry and you called me this, and literally Naomi's like, I did? Wow.
Oh my god.
That's like, that's so.
You're like, I'm a DMV, babe. I didn't even know.
No,
I
Or like-
do love me some Naomi Campbell.
That,
I'm
and
not
she's like,
gonna
I don't
lie.
remember, but I'm sorry.
Or she like when she's in court and they're like, okay, and she's like, I didn't really want to be here, but I have to be here, so
Yes.
this is
a
real
big
big inconvenience to my life. That is the most Gemini.
I
like,
love her.
So Naomi Campbell, Azealia Banks,
Love.
Kanye West, Donald Trump.
Oh.
But those are like all very problematic people,
Yeah.
but you cannot deny that people are literally obsessed
That's
with
what
them.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like whatever they say, people are like, I have to eat it up.
Eat it up, absolutely. I mean, I will say,
Yeah,
not
I think it's
gonna lie,
iconic.
Everyone on your list, I live for. Kanye West, not so much, but only because I feel like he's kind of like a dude's dude most times, and I don't really like. He's just like whatever to me.
Controversial.
Yeah, he's a little. But I'm not gonna lie, I love Naomi. I love Azavia, and I do like Trump.
I actually have the same birthday as.
I do. I think he's so funny.
Okay, we're gonna cut that.
I know. I mean, I wouldn't vote for him, but he's so funny to me.
This is my problem.
Which camera am I looking at?
It's every camera's rolling, and I'm glad we have it.
I literally just said I wouldn't vote.
Here at Blackberry, shut the fuck up. We do not condone.
We don't condone it at all.
God, he's funny.
You know what though? Like all those people, that's such a good point.
No.
Which we stand.
I actually have the same birthday as Tupac.
Really?
Yeah, we have the same
When's your
birthday. June 16th.
That is so.
I was you a May Gemini?
I'm a June Gemini. Wait, what are you? Oh, okay. Period.
Okay, look at the girls' crazy connections.
Okay, now actually Frank is a Gemini too.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh.
His birthday is the 18th. I don't know.
Girl.
Elephants never forget. You didn't forget, right?
So now that you've like, I mean, you've done so many things like with like your whole career and stuff like that. Do you have you experienced now at this point? Have you experienced like backlash from like people at all?
For doing Dragula or?
I guess either. Like maybe even before Dragula, during Dragula, after.
Like when I first started drag around the time, so like I was the first drag queen in Texas to do drag queen story time. Mm-hmm. So I got backlash during that, and then once that whole situation and. So drag queen story time is when drag queens go to public libraries and people bring their children, and we would read books to the children to like introduce them to queer culture and just kind of like let people know that like it's okay to like experience things that you're not familiar with. Mm-hmm. That's the whole premise of drag queen story time. It's like these children have never seen a queer person or someone that works as a drag queen. Mm-hmm. So this is something you can sympathize with later on in life when you grow up, because you've met a gay person or a trans person. Yeah. So it's easier. You won't hate on something that you're not
familiar with.
Yeah, that you're familiar with.
And it got blown into a huge story. This was
2018. Yeah, 2018, 2019.
And you know, media caught wind of it, and it got blown into this huge deal. And it was like not only like Texas, but I think it was a couple other states. I think that were like being pretty much. I don't know, what's the word?
I would say victimized.
Victimized. They were like pretty much saying how terrible it was for these kids to be in front of drag queens and trans people, and they were like making up these narratives. And
with my lawsuit, I want to accomplish where the drag queen story time cannot take place in government facilities all across our nation. As a community leader and as a born-again, spirit-filled Christian, as a mighty man of God, I'm saying it's not okay.
I just recently quit in November. I was getting all kinds of death threats, messages on Facebook. A lot of people were saying they were gonna come into my gigs. Us as queens are here not to put kids in danger, but to show them queer culture, to educate kids, to make them have a good time. We're just here spreading love, acceptance, peace, instead of ignorance and hate.
You're promoting secular humanism, which
No,
is a religion.
we're promoting literacy. That's what we're doing.
No, you're not. You're not promoting literacy.
We don't talk about
You
anything.
have a goal. You have an agenda. You want to indoctrinate and rob the innocence of our children.
No.
If you're a man, be a man, man.
I am a man.
Man up, be
I'm
a man.
more man than most people will ever be. It takes guts and courage to help your community, read to kids, promote literacy. I don't see how that's an issue.
This is lewdness right here. It's very evil.
You asked me a few minutes ago what my goal was. My goal was to get people to read. Have a good time, make them smile, and read.
To get people to read.
Yes.
Well, you know what? They were already reading without you.
The last Drag Queen Storytime was the biggest turnout the library has had in over 10 years.
This is a
Well,
black and
not
white
everyone
issue
is
you want to
Christian.
make gray.
So do you
And
want to
guess
force
what?
your beliefs on people that are not in your
No,
belief?
not at all.
Yeah.
But so I don't force my
But as a
beliefs
man
on
of God,
anybody.
so if someone
I
is
just take a
okay
stand.
with drag queens being around their kids that are not Christian, should they not be able to bring their kids to see us?
This is more than just reading books. This ain't no story time. You have bad
Sure.
parents dragging their kids to drag queen story time, and it is a slaughter to the lambs of the lambs.
unfortunately, our good Judy Blackberry here, by default, for whatever reason, became the face of a news article.
Yeah.
And her face got fucking plastered all over the internet, and it was just. It had some more backing to it, and it was like a whole thing. But yeah,
Well,
how was that?
Well, yeah.
Well, I think they picked me just because I was like the bearded drag queen. It's like, ooh, that man is over here in a wig with these kids. Like, watch out. So I got it. I understood it. It sucked. It was something that like really affected my life. I had to like contact a lawyer and get these like websites to take these things down. My little brother, who was like in school at the time, I was nervous that things would affect him because my name is being put on things or my face is being put on things. Yeah. So I was scared for my family, scared for especially my little brother. Yeah. But the only way I could like get through it was honestly just to like keep doing what I was doing. Yeah. Like I know that I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I feel like it's like really unfortunate that happened, but at the same time, I feel like it would be super empowering to have that happen. Like I am the face of it. Yeah, I'll stand here and be the face of all of my sisters.
Yeah. And I think. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I love that. I'm like, I feel like, I don't know, it made me a little emotional. But.
It's like, I think in life, my whole thing is like, if it's gonna happen to somebody, I'd rather it happen to me. Yeah. Because I know that I'm a good person. I know I don't have any like bad criminal history except for like, don't run my plates or something. So don't look at my inspection on my car. Stuff like that. But like, I'm like, it's better for me to do it because I feel like I can handle it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think it's it's like really unfortunate, and honestly, props to you for being such a like champion throughout that process because it definitely can't be easy. And I'm just gonna say it like that too many times people like weaponize like queer people, but especially queer people of color. So I'm sure that absolutely played a major part in like that whole process for you. So I just wanted to celebrate you in that moment.
Thank you.
Really getting the fuck through that.
I finished my drink already, but
yeah, me too.
Yeah, let's have another drink. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another?
Let me just finish mine.
Make this a shot.
Chug.
Well, these little glasses are tiny.
I know.
Oh, shot.
Right,
we'll take it.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Miss that? I'm just kidding.
While Marissa's working on those shots,
they shooting up in here, y'all. Just kidding.
Speaking a little bit about Dragula, so I did see that you're going on tour soon.
Yes, I am fucking nervous, but I'm excited. Yeah. I think traveling in drag is like such a luxury that a lot of people don't get to experience. So it's really cool to like be on a flyer and like travel across the country.
What are the?
I was gonna say, where are y'all touching?
Yeah, where are we touching at on the tour?
So we start off in Chicago, then we make our way around, and then we end in Portland. Yes. So it'll be from May 22nd until June 18th.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. That's sickening.
Literally the second to last. We'll be in Houston June 3rd.
Where are you most excited
5th?
to go?
Oh, where I'm the most excited to go? I don't know. I think we may be adding dates in the UK and Canada. And
that's literally my dream.
If y'all watch this back and it didn't happen, I don't know what to tell you. But from what I'm hearing, I ain't like, it's no tea to spill. Like, I think we may be adding dates to go to the UK because a lot of fans want us to go to the UK and Canada, and that's my dream is to go to the UK and go to Australia.
Absolutely. So, how are you preparing for the tour? Like, what's going on?
I'm just gonna throw some shit in the bag. Okay. No, honestly, I've been working on some stuff. I just finished my videos, so my videos are done, and I'm just waiting for my final wigs to be done. I'm bringing something from the show. One of my looks from the show.
Are you bringing any costumes that you've worn on the show?
Yes, I'm bringing one of my looks from the finale for one of my numbers. It was like highly requested, so that'll be one of my things I'm bringing. And then my second number that I'm gonna do is something completely new that I'm working on. Okay. I'm really excited for it. I think it's very telling of like who Blackberry is. I think that's the best thing.
So make sure you guys catch your ticket.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question about your the runway looks and what you brought. If you can't answer, what's like the most expensive look that you put into for that show? Because I know that these runways can get a little pricey. Yeah. So what would you say is probably the most expensive one?
I think I was pretty frugal with what I was getting done for the show. A lot of my looks have like a lot of unconventional materials, so I think that helped a lot. But I think the most like elaborate look, one designer, it's kind of hard to say which one is the most expensive because one person pretty much made almost everything that I made. So I just got one big ticket at the end. So I don't know how much what costs what. It was just like, this is how much you owe me, and I need it now.
Like you can pay this now.
We still making payments, but we almost there. We almost done.
Not they take Klarna, bitch.
Bitch, they taking food stamps or whatever. Bitch, I was digging in couches, peeling up chain.
Y'all got a quarter, bitch?
I'm like, I don't got $3,000, but I got like 24 cents, and then I got a coupon to go.
You're like, I can get you on the first.
Yeah, bury that.
So which one was your most elaborate, you would say?
I think my finale filth look, which is like the giant cage, because I had to like build that on set.
Damn.
And then I put the outfit on, and it's a look where I'm like literally just hanging by strings. And I remember when we were there doing that look, they were like, okay, we're gonna have you stand over here and we're gonna film some other stuff. So I literally was just in the look for like maybe 2 hours, just like arms in the air, head to the side, just standing there.
How are you not dead from that still?
I know.
Well, bitch, I'm trying to win $100,000. You could have told me to stand there for 3 days. I'd have been like, well, here we go, girl.
You have to keep those kind of things in mind.
Yes,
no, baby, there's some money on the line.
Where the money reside? I won't be there, bitch.
I would have been like, fuck it.
Yes. I literally was like, well.
Challenges, I'm like, okay, wait, yeah, that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was a lot, child.
Yeah, let's help her loosen up with the shot.
Go ahead.
This is your recovery, sis.
Okay.
I'm not really an open book, but I guess I'll drink.
I love it.
All right.
What is this?
Well, cheers.
I don't know. Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers.
Prickly pear.
Ooh.
I don't know, but we're gonna go for it.
See, we're already besties now.
Ooh, it kind of gives me a little peppermint. I don't know
Oh
why.
my god, that was so good.
Ooh.
Prickly pear, that's a prickly pear, babe.
Oh, that's what
Ooh.
that is. Okay.
Peppermint.
Alrighty, y'all.
It's
It's come time to one of our favorite times of the show. We're gonna be playing our little game of Is It Giving TS or CD?
Why are y'all pointing at her?
I was pointing at the audience.
Y'all saw that, right?
Sorry, I definitely did purposely point at you, sister, but don't point at me.
I pointed at the
okay?
obvious cross-dresser.
So Vanity is gonna pull up some pictures for us, and we want both of y'all to let us know whether the photo is giving you TS or CD. And for those of y'all watching, I say this every week, please do not take offense to this. This is a lighthearted game. You, like I said, you could be giving CD today and TS tomorrow. You just never know, okay?
I mean, we have our days.
You definitely do.
No, that is, yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
Alright.
So,
All right.
Blackberry, is this giving you TS or CD?
Oh my God.
Let me show Marissa.
Sorry, the light reflecting off that forehead just caught me off guard. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know that's her real hair, by the way.
I can tell. Yes.
I'm just kidding.
It is.
I was not gonna come on the pressure and bully her.
Lord.
No, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'm gonna get some backlash.
Girl, you and me both. Is it giving
TS or CD?
Yeah.
Girl, that's giving CD-ROM. That's giving floppy disk.
Let me see. Maybe
Floppy
disk.
disk.
Let me see.
That is giving CD down.
Oh, I feel like, I feel like, okay, yeah.
You definitely know her. You've
Okay.
had her at your bar before.
Okay, bitch. I need to stop talking. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Okay, so.
It's giving me like CD that's like, she like is like freshly out and like works at like insurance. But like in the hood, like on Wayside.
Yes.
Like you walk in, you like,
I had no idea.
You're like, what's going on over there?
Her
it's like
name
right
is
next to a
ridiculous.
churches. Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Not right next
She looks beautiful though.
She is
Yeah.
beautiful. This is one of my sisters, and
I'm like, wait.
she's gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say CD Boots.
Stop. Let's focus here.
I owe
Really, TS.
You really think so?
I
think
absolutely
it's.
think
I
so.
think it's the highlight under the brow is giving very like.
No,
I feel like CD is like very shimmery under the eyebrow.
Yes, CDs do not know how to be like. They think, what does a woman do, and then they do that, and it's never exactly what it is.
Well, I say CD
Well,
because
why?
every time I see her, I love to like. I'll go up to her and whisper in her ear, "You look like Little Crossy." So she'll be like, "Bitch, fuck you," and it's so funny because I love calling her Little Cross Dresser, but
No, that's
she is.
that's TS for me.
So cute.
Y'all need to give her flowers.
She's beautiful.
Okay, is this giving you TS or CD? This one is crazy.
You're being crazy.
What? Oh my god! I started. My eyes are watering.
Pictures, bitch.
Oh my god!
Okay, that is.
Even the man in the back is looking like, what is?
He's like, what's going on?
He's like, what is that?
What is that, honey?
Oh my god!
Dude, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, this is probably gonna be
like the depth of the internet where they're like
3 a.m.
Those are like the tag photos.
This is gonna be a hot take, but I think it's giving TS.
Stop.
But it's giving very like numbers TS. It's giving very like that's that scary goth bitch with the big chunky boots.
Just started the month.
Yeah.
Hair is gonna start growing.
Yeah, because if it was
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Actually. I couldn't agree more.
You both are agreeing on TS.
That's
Yeah.
TS.
So it's giving gothy TS. Okay.
yes, scary
What about
bitch
you?
down.
I already told you, I said CD, bitch.
CD boots. I'm gonna give my sister.
The person who's in this photo, can you explain to us your expression and why it is that way?
Why are you looking at her? If y'all don't know, this is Miss Petty Boots or Petty Brooks, as she is now. This photo was sent to me because it was taken on a brunch day. This is like in between numbers, and someone, I guess they like saw her take her wig off, and they like shouted her name, and they just snapped a photo of her. And it was the funniest thing when I saw it. I was like, this has to go in the folder. It has to go in the folder.
And now it's made it here.
It's
so funny. So
it's different.
I'm gonna vote CD, sister. Unfortunately, I have to vote CD on this
In
one.
the photo, the particular photo, bitch.
Yeah.
For sure.
On this day at that time.
At that
On
time.
this day,
Yeah.
at
That is the
that
name of
time,
the game.
it was CD.
Notarized and all. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our episode.
Well, before we go, we
Oh, you're
have
right,
a
we
gift
always
for
do
you,
this.
Blackberry. We've been gifting everyone with this.
Is it gonorrhea?
you
I can't do that again, girl.
It's our little signing board.
Oh.
So we have this printed out, and we've been having all of our bartenders and our guests sign it for us because we just want y'all to remember your time here on the show, and we want to remember it as well. So
We're gonna throw it away at the end, so just sign it.
She's such a bitch. If you would sign that for us, we'd love it.
Yes, this is gonna be worth a lot of money.
Right.
God, please.
Somewhere
Once this pen touches this, it's gonna be worth a lot of fucking money.
Sign where we can cut it off. You know what I mean?
We can just
Like, I promise I know her. It's right here.
Thank you so much.
Of course,
for
thank y'all for having me.
Oh my god, I was so
Absolutely.
excited. And we're super excited to see you on the tour. Y'all make sure, again, we're gonna put the date below so you guys remember when she's coming to Houston. What's the first day? You said you're starting in Chicago.
Yeah, our first show is May 22nd
Nice.
in Chicago.
Nice.
So I'm very excited. I love Chicago. It's one of my favorite cities. So
Never been. Have a slice of pizza for me.
it's a lot of fun.
Okay, now we have
Now-
actually made it to the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Blackberry, for being a part of the show
Thank y'all for
tonight.
having me.
I
Marissa for
appreciate it.
being here with us as
Thank y'all
well.
for inviting me.
And thank you for watching out there. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to give us a comment.
And please subscribe.
Absolutely.
I beg you guys.
Please, girl,
subscribe.
shut
And please, girls, shut the fuck up. All of our guest links will be listed below. Our Patreon link will be listed below too, so you can find all of that there. And before we go, we would love if both of you guys could look to the main camera and say, "Girl, shut the fuck up" with us.
And until next time, girl, shut the fuck up. Y'all see where they got me filming?
Stop.
Girl, this is an extermination from Dragula, bitch.